use me all my days. I've been held in your hand. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, I will sing of the goodness of God. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire in darkest night. You are close like no other. I've known you as a father. I've known you as a friend. I have lived in the goodness of God. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. Goodness is running after me. Your goodness is running after me. With my life laid down, I surrender now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running after me. Your goodness is running after me. Your goodness is running after me. With my life laid down, I surrender now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running after me. All my life you have been faithful. Yes, you are Lord. All my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful. 'Cause all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. Of the goodness of God. Thank you, Jesus. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. It depends on what part of the world that you are joining me from. Thank you so much for joining my life today. I know it's been quite some time since I came live like this. I thank you so much for joining me. Actually, I remember, I think sometime last year, I used to come in every Tuesdays and Thursdays, to talk about, our live, webinar. But due to, some very busy times, for me, so I have been, I've not been able, to do, the live, the way I would love to. But anytime I get, motivated, anytime I get, encouraged, to come on lives, to share my story, or to encourage anyone to always, still find time, to come in. So tonight is one of those nights, even though it's been very busy for me today. And being that I was able to get the kids, to bed early, I was able to do, some chores, earlier. I just said I'll come here, to show my face. So if you are joining me for the very first time, my name is Vera. This is me. I am the face behind this page. So it's not just a robot, that is there, working on the keyboards. It's actually me. I am live. I am a mother of 6, beautiful children. And I am a wife to a very handsome man. If he hears that now, he's going to be so excited. So I am a wife to a very handsome man, and I'm very, very fortunate anyway to be married to him. And then, when it comes to, being there, for us and for the kids. I am a student. I work part-time as a care assistant. And also I own my digital business. So you may wonder how a busy mom, like me, is able, to juggle all these things, together. Yes, I think that is one of the reasons that I actually came up here, to talk about myself. Mainly it's about my story, because I do know that stories could actually, motivate people out there. It could actually resonate with you, and then you will, take action. So, like I said, as a mother of, 6, children, it got to a time in my life where I knew that I needed a change. I needed to do, to do something, to change our situation, because year in, year out, we're kind of, stuck. If you, allow me to use that word, we're kind of stuck in a particular, position. Nothing was actually changing because we're not doing anything differently. But the fact that as time went on, I noticed that it was affecting my happiness. It was affecting myself in my. It was affecting me. Mentally. It was affecting me. Psychologically. And then that was where I knew that I had to make a change. And to be honest, it was even not just me, but our kids were growing as well. We're all aging. So it all affected them as well, because even though you would think that they need me when they were babies, but as they started growing up, they also need me, and they even needed me even more, because I found that the things that they were engaged in, and even sometimes they just need somebody to talk to, somebody to just rub mind with. So I felt that I was being distant from them, because I was very busy picking up extra shifts to make up for the for the extra expenses that we had, in order to be able to keep our family afloat. So at that point in time, until it got to a point where this, even though this affected me, mentally and psychologically, I still kept moving until it impacted my life, my health, physically. So I felt that that was what humbled me, to my feet, and then I was able, to let God, have His way. To be honest, I think that's the best way I can actually put it, because I felt I was very stubborn. I was always, feeling that, I think I'm okay. I'll get through this. Even when I saw the clear picture, when I heard the voice, telling me in my heart that I needed something, I needed to make a change. I still didn't, make that change, straight away, because I kept, and another thing that was that kept me in that position was also, on the outside, I always look good. On the outside, I always, put on this, the best, face that you can actually think of. And I kept, receiving comments to say, oh, you are doing really great. But people never really knew that I was, really going down, within. So, like, as God will have it, that changed when I found my digital business. And because one of the reasons that kept me in that situation was I was actually afraid to to leave what I will call then my comfort zone. But and now I have come to realize that it was not just a comfort zone for me, because it wasn't comfortable. But it was because it was a familiar zone. I was actually afraid, to leave what I'm used to. I was actually afraid, to move, from what I've been used to, over the years. And this thing also came up where I was, afraid of, what if I leave, or what if I make this decision today and whatever I'm going to do doesn't work out. So there was that fear. That fear actually came, in front of every other thing, for me. So for some reason, I allowed, the fear to really, take over me. But until I'd say, God, came came to rescue me through, this business. I know before then I knew I used to try, some other things here and there, but when this business actually came, I knew this was what, an answered prayer, an answer, to my prayer. And even though when I decided to start, I was still holding on to my past, if you can say, and that delayed me, in getting the right result that I was supposed to get, in the business. But I and to be very honest, I remember there was a particular day where it came. It was just like a voice, came to me, telling me that I should take action, And but like I said, I took the action, but just believing that, okay, God will see me through. But I was still, to be very honest, in my heart, I was still holding on to something. So in order for me to leave the place I was at, I had to hold on to something else. So in my own mind, I was like, okay, if I live here, I will know that at least I'm hanging on to something else. So yeah, and I think that's the a challenge that I'm having, today. But at the same time, I know all things, work together, for those who love God, and I know that God is going to bring everything, that concerns me to perfection. So if you ask me what I've been talking about, I've been talking about my story, which I know which I hope will encourage parents out there, or even anyone out there. The truth is, one of the reasons that we decide, to remain where we are, most of the time, it is not because we are happy with our situation. It's not because we are happy with, what we are doing, but just because we are afraid, to leave, because we do not know if there's, if the other, if it is greener on the other side, of the world. So, but the truth is, if you do not live where you are, you can actually just, see what is on the other side. So when it comes to the time where we have to make a decision, we have to, totally decide for ourselves what we want, and when we hold on to it, the truth is, we always have God, behind us, who is always, who is always there to support us, through any decision that we make in life. But to be honest, if we do not take action, nothing changes. And that is my story today. So tonight, I'm using this opportunity again. Tonight is one of my best, days, where we hold, the webinar is actually 100% free, as far as you have, an access, to get in. And that access you can always get, from my website, which I put, down in the comment section. You just click on the website, and then you'll be requested to put in your name and your email address. So I will then send you the information, with which you can, join the webinar live. But should you be on a different time zone, or maybe one that is not convenient for you due to your, your own life, due to your activities, you can always, as far as you have that link, you can always, watch the webinar. But then it won't be live, okay, just a replay. But then you still benefit, from the same thing. But the only difference is that you don't have the opportunity maybe to ask, live questions. But at least it will still satisfy your inquiries. So I'm inviting you to take the action of of checking what I've been talking about, because the truth is a lot of people have been asking me, what am I talking about? I'm just talking about business. I think that's what it is anyway, just a business that changed my life. This business involves no selling, it involves no bugging of my friends or my neighbors. It works on automation, and that is why I can actually still keep busy at what I'm doing. That is why I can still do my part-time work. That is why I can still go to college, and that is why I can still take care of my kids. So it's not stopping anything. Right now, the way I do my business is I make it work around my schedule. Whenever I'm having some free time, I just invest it in my business, and then I wait for it to take the process of the automation, which yields result. So that's it. The good thing about this business is like when I joined it, I only joined it because I just wanted to supplement my family's income, and then to be able to have extra to even send back home to my relatives who are still living in Nigeria. So but the good thing is this business comes with a package that when I invested in it, I thought I was doing it for myself, just for time being. But I didn't actually know that it has a package, for my generations, to come, which is just one of the reasons why I am actually coming out here to let parents out there know that you don't have to worry about being about picking extra shifts in order to sacrifice those time that you have with your children. You don't have to, worry about how you're going to provide for your children should you, continue the situation that you are in, and you do not have to worry about. And another thing, the good thing about this business is that you have the choice to make if you want to do it part time or if you want to do it full time. So for me, part-time works for me. So, and I'm getting the same result. So you can decide to do it full-time or part-time. A lot of people have who have been very, very successful in the business have decided to make this their full-time business, and so they're happy with it. So you have that choice to make. So that's it. I hope I've been able to communicate well enough to you. But I encourage you to click on the website, check the webinar, and see what I've been talking about, because I may not have all the resources to talk about what the business is all about. But if you come in on the webinar, you'll be able to see what I've been talking about. All right, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining me. I hope you all remain blessed as always. Bye for now.